being picked first just tells me that these people trusted me. They think that I deserve to win. That I'm the next big thing. I know I am. I have the heart over height. I have that. I have that competitiveness that I can do big things and I can win big things. You know.
Roxanne Perez, she is a Laredo. We also brought up Raquel Rodriguez. She is part of the RGB. What was that like seeing those two women really highlight what that area is all about?
Man, they put us on the map. Like, yes, they made it to WWE, but by them being there, we all made it.
Those go-to guys that you would like to look up to and apply that to your own moveset.
Perro Aguayo and Penta. But honestly, John Cena. I may be a luchador, but in my heart, those are my 3 words. Also loyalty and respect.
You have the floor. Hype us up on what's going to happen on Sunday, because this is going to be one of those times of the year here in Texas in the wrestling community. It is that time of year in Texas right now. We have the Texas 8 happening this Sunday here in Austin, and we have someone special here. I've seen him already in a lot of the Baracho shows here in Austin, and Decimus represents the Laredo and Rio Grande Valley here. And it's always a pleasure really getting a conversation with you, because we have tiny chats here in Baracho, but it's a pleasure to have a nice deep dive conversation with you.
Thank you, gracias. Thank you for having me here. Really excited.
All right, cool. So you represent Laredo, and Laredo is such a very historic city, besides being the first taco palenque here in Texas. And what makes Laredo special to you?
Hey, Taco Palenque has some good pilatas. Gotta say, quick style with Taco Palenque, you know.
I'm hungry now, thanks.
What was the question again? Sorry. Because you said Taco Palenque, my brain just started like, you know what?
I'm hungry too.
Burrito, you know?
So, besides that, you've lived in Laredo all your life. And what makes Laredo such a special city for you?
Oh, man, I love Laredo. Being a first generation Mexican American born here, it just brings my roots real deep, you know? Laredo, I don't want to call it a small town because it's starting to grow since I was a kid. And being from Laredo, it meant to be an underdog, you know? I was an athlete as I was growing up, and we were always seen as like, oh, Laredo, not even part of McAllen, not even part of San Antonio, just like a small little town there. And you know what? That made me real prideful, you know? Being from a small town and being overlooked, you know, it just made me real proud of who I am, where I'm from.
Laredo has a rich historic place in Texas wrestling, and lucha libre, and of course, like the strong style that we have. What makes Laredo special?
The wrestling community in Laredo is great. It's awesome. There's countless promotions. There's so many you can work from different styles, from American to lucha libre, and just being from Laredo is awesome, you know, in the wrestling scene.
What was your first show as a fan?
As a fan, my father took me. I was probably like around like 6, 7 years old. He took me to Los Cuatro Caminos back over there in Nuevo Laredo, which is a border town from Laredo. We just crossed the bridge and boom, you're in Nuevo Laredo. And they had an arena called Cuatro Caminos. And it's a real historic venue back in Nuevo Laredo. It's no longer there anymore, but I remember my father took us there for a AAA show, and it was the first time I saw La Parca, the one that passed away.
Wow.
But yeah, so like it's something cool, you know?
Because I think because you took up wrestling as a calling for you, and from that fan, what was the one moment that you were like, you know what, I'll give lucha libre or professional wrestling a shot?
Matter of fact, interesting fact about me. So wrestling was never a calling for me. Back when I was in high school, my now wife, her dad was a wrestler. He was a lucha libre. He was a luchador, and he always
Wow.
you know what? Football ain't a hard sport. Wrestling is. I was like, oh really? So he had a ring in his backyard. He would train. I was like, oh really? You wanna back up your word? And that's how I jumped in the ring.
Who were your like figures growing up? like learning the ropes of what lucha libre is? Who are those go-to guys that you would like to look up to and apply that to your own move set?
El Perro Aguayo and Penta El Cero M.
Oh, that's
They're
that's everyone.
yeah, those are my top two. But honestly, John Cena. I was a big
Ah,
wrestling fan as a kid. Wrestling, not lucha libre. And man, I love John Cena. I love what he stands for. Also loyalty and respect, man. That I may be a luchador, but in my heart, those are my three words. Also loyalty and respect.
oh, okay, that's awesome. What was that like seeing his retirement tour and see him go out on his own terms? How does that affect you? Seeing him really go out the way that he did.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't have the same career, right? But seeing like wow, like this guy went like for so much since I was a kid, and now that I'm 27 years old, like this guy has done it all, and he showed me like what the ropes are without telling me, like just able to put on the mask, able to see like how things done in the locker room, and just imagining like John Cena went through that. He did all that. Like this is part of the job, and seeing him retire is like one day that's gonna be me. Hopefully,
Right.
one day I'll have my retirement. I have all these people cheering for me. I gotta put on the batteries. I gotta go. Tengo que ponerme las pilas and gotta work hard. Gotta hustle. It was
Of course, we're gonna bring up two figures who are from Laredo and in the RGV. Roxanne Perez, we've seen her. Well, we've seen where her career was, and knowing that she drove all the way to Houston to be in reality to now being in the main event roster. And she is a Laredoan. So which is kind
yep.
of like nice seeing where she's been in her career. We also brought up Raquel Rodriguez. She lives not too far from Laredo, but she is part of the RGB. From your observations, what was that like seeing those two women really highlight what that area is all about?
Man, they put us on the map. They put us on the map. Like, yes, they made it to WWE, but by them being there, we all made it. You know,
Mm.
now Laredo's not a town that just gets overlooked. It's just another lucha libre town. Like, no, like there's stars here. There's stars being made, and thanks to them, like I feel like we're seen as another top city in the wrestling scene.
Yeah, because it's nice, and I kind of realized because like both of them really had roots there, and for you, like how did that really improve yourself now that you've seen these two WWE superstars in the main roster?
Yeah, I mean that showed me that dreams are possible. If you work hard enough, if you put in the time and the effort, you can make it one day. Or at least not make it, but at least you'll get close to it. Like they paved the road for us. They told us like, hey, this is a ladder, and this is what you got to do to reach where you want to be. You can say they set the bar, but they also gave us the ladder.
Uh, so like they gave you like the blue, well, not the blueprint, but rather you know where to look up to in
All
your
right.
career that you will see, okay, if Raquel made it, if Roxanne made it, I can make it
Correct.
to that level.
Correct. No, it's not. Now it's not like now I gotta just wrestling and just be uploading pictures. Like no, like I can just look at Roxanne Perez path and be like, you know what? If I do this and this and this and this, one day I might be there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think how this is where we get to know you a bit more. Lucha Libre has been in yeah, of course pro wrestling will be always be in your heart. But I will
Hmm.
always ask this with every luchador that I've spoken to, whether it's like off the camera or here, because I asked Epi this question: the mask that you're wearing, what does that mask mean to you?
Always thought of myself as a gladiator. Yes, this is a mask, but whenever I put it on, it just feels like I'm in the Coliseum and I'm putting on my helmet. That's what it feels like. That's what it means to me. Yes, it hides my identity. Yes, it protects me. but this is my battle armor, you know?
And how much of that took it? I take it that did you watch Gladiator as an inspiration, or was there something else that you had in mind that made that mask who you are?
Honestly, I've never seen the movie Gladiator, but
Ah,
only
fuck, god damn it.
I've never seen. I know the main character. I mean, I'll be
Okay.
honest with you, man. My name comes from there because I really like the essence of Gladiator. The fact that
Right.
once I'm in the ring, I shut everything off and just me and my opponent. I'm here to compete. I'm here to show why I'm the best. Why I'm here to win.
Hey, Baracha was the one instance where I've met you more times here in Austin. And what was that like having the handshake with Bradley to say, hey, we're bringing Lucha here in Austin? What was that beginning relationship like?
It felt like the weight of the world just fell on me. I, once I shook Bradley's hand, I knew that the lucha scene depended on me. It's do or die. Either I bring up lucha in Austin or I'm out of there. And you know what? And once Bradley like took that trust in me to carry the lucha libre scene in Laredo and Baracho, I knew he wanted big things for me. I knew he was trusting in me to do big things. I felt the whole weight of the world on my back. Um, I was excited, but I was nervous. I don't know what was coming or what was next, but I knew I was ready. I know I was ready.
Did you expect the lucha scene to be big in Austin when you first started, or was it something from you saying, "I know my worth, I'll make it grow" with the lucha scene here in Austin?
Honestly, I knew my worth.
Okay.
But back in Laredo, I was fortunate enough for promoters to trust in me to let me face the big stars from AAA like Laredo Kid,
Hmm.
um, Penta, Ray Phoenix, and all them. That I knew once Bradley shook my hand that the lucha scene was mine.
Right.
I knew that Bradley I knew that Bradley knew
Hmm.
that I was ready, that I was the guy for him for the job to get the lucha scene in Austin and flourish how it is now.
Right. Because like what I like about the lucha sections that you have in Baracho, it's something completely different, and you can like follow up what I'm gonna say because lucha has been such a very deeply um rooted scene in Texas that someone who's never like really looked into the lucha portion, people get excited in every Baracho show here in Austin.
Yeah, it's because honestly, you don't know what to expect. Once you get like 3, 4 luchadors in the ring, you got to be careful. You got to be looking left and right because you don't know there's like a flying body going towards you. Okay, somebody's gonna get thrown at you. Somebody's getting chopped. Something's always happening. The action never stops, and you know what, lucha that's what it's all about. And it's if you really look into it, it's a bunch of styles just mixed together, and it just makes something really beautiful happen. You know.
How has harmony been such? Because I within the chaos of that segment, how do you guys really keep up with each other to know that okay, this is gonna be my spot, or how is this gonna be? How is this gonna be? You know how this spot is gonna go. Like, how do you guys really work well together? Those matches.
For me personally, something that my football coach always said was keep your head on a swivel. You always gotta be alert with what's happening around you. You cannot just always know like, oh, okay, I just know I gotta do this, this, and this. Like, no. Like you gotta know what you gotta do and what the other guy's doing next to you. Because what if you get in his way or he gets in your way? You gotta know how to react. So and those things obviously you gotta train and all that stuff, but you gotta be mentally prepared. You gotta know what's happening around you at all times.
Because I think we're gonna bring up because it's a format of a match I've never heard of too, and this is going to Blood, Sweat, and Beers that happened this year. And if you want to explain like Lucha Extrema with Cuervo, is that correct? Is
Correct.
that
Clear.
Okay, cool. Go, go, go. I got that right. Because like I've never heard of that format before. Like run us through what Lucha Extrema is during Blood, Sweat, and Beers. Because I am familiar with it, but I know you'll have a better understanding and grasp of what that match format is.
A lucha libre extrema is, yes, it has all your hardcore stuff with the chairs, the glass, all that stuff, but with the sense of lucha libre, all those spirals, all those flips, all those this and that you get to see, but in a more violent way. And honestly, I don't think it's something that's done a lot here. Yes, you do see your extreme matches on all that, but nothing with lucha libre mixed into it. You know, once you see like a flying body with a chair on it, so you're like, what the hell is happening? You know, like that's some pretty
That's
cool stuff.
right.
Or doing like a hurricane rana from the third, and the guy going through a door is like, what? That's something never really seen before. You normally just see a guy being getting picked up and just being thrown at, but when you see two guys on the third rope doing a hurricane rana going through a door that has little firecrackers on there, like, oh, like that's just crazy, you know?
It just brings the excitement.
Yeah,
Because like Lucha Libre on its own, like it's the acrobatics, it's the theatrics of athleticism from you guys, but
correct.
to have that element of weapons and foreign objects, like it really brings up the excitement because you mentioned it does. You don't know what's going to happen in a lucha extreme match, but to have that um the foreign objects and weapons, it really brings the excitement even more
Uh-huh.
as the match goes along. Because that one, it was brutal. I was watching through it. It's like, wow, I've never seen that type of a match format, but it really blends together athleticism with brutality that makes the match what it is.
Yes, yes, it does. Yes, it does. And you'll be surprised, that was my first lucha extrema.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Now you know
like if
what to
you,
do.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it was so easy. I mean, you know what? Just do my own thing that I always do, and we popped off.
Because the match happened, and it was already over and done with. Lalo approached the ring, and he held this little folder envelope with the New Texas logo, and we're going to talk about um, being picked in the Texas Eight, and for you to be picked first out of everyone in the field, and of course the picks were gradually showing up one by one, but to be picked first, what was that like being the flagship of this tournament?
Once I saw Lalo with that folder in his hand with the star, I, I didn't know. I didn't know what to think of. Uh, Once he told me what it was, all these thoughts just rushed through my head. You know, and just thinking about it, knowing that I was picked first, and with this mindset that I have that Laredo just another small town, not even far from the RGV or San Antonio, just another town with luchadors. Yeah, they have some people that came out from there, but what else? Just being told that I was picked first just felt just uh. Even if you see me right now, I'm lost. I'm lost with words. I don't even know how to
Yeah.
explain it. Just being picked first just means like these people have like the trust in me. They're confían in me. Tienen esa confianza. They have that confidence in me that you know what, you're fucking good. You know what, you deserve to be in this tournament. You deserve to win this tournament because once it gave me that, that's what I thought. You know, like this. I almost had it.
You have goosebumps. You have
Yes, because
goosebumps
like
right now.
I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I can't even. Like I can't even believe in myself because okay, I'll save the answers for the. My name is my name. Mind asking me
No,
the
because
question one
like,
more time?
yeah, no, and that's fine because I think like you knew your hard work is being paid off one way or another, and you know that you're in the grind just as much as the seven other guys who are in the tournament, and you knew your hard work was paying off, and
Correct.
seeing that envelope from him, you know that your worth isn't diminished, but now there's a new value on yourself that I am the first to be picked in this tournament.
Getting picked first, just it was just an amazing feeling. I mean, I'm not from work even right now. Being picked first just it just tells me that these people trusted me. That they think that I deserve to win. That I'm the next big thing. And seeing that Epi made it, you know what? Just like if he can do it, I can do it. You know, why why should this 5'5", 215 pound, 27-year-old not make it towards the final, not be a champ? I know I am. I have I have the heart. I have the heart over height. Heart over height. I have
Hard
that.
overhype. Yep.
I have that competitiveness that I can do big things and I can win big things.
Right. Because I think we brought and Epi was the first person to represent Laredo and the RGB, and he's already made it to the final. And I will say, you kind of really reiterated it. Was the bar already high with seeing Epi being in the final, or you're gonna go all the way and win the whole damn thing?
The bar is really high up there, really high up there. But I feel like I have the experience and the knowledge to win this thing.
Mm.
I have lucha libre. I know American wrestling. I know different bunch of styles. I know how to adapt. I'm a very competitive guy. I'm really hard to take down. I always bring myself back up. And I know I'm gonna win this thing. This tournament, this Texas 8, gonna be about me.
The field is already there, and we have 7 other guys who are there. And are you familiar with the other guys in the field when you do face them down the line in the tournament?
Yeah, yeah. So I always do my research. I always like to know who I'm facing. And knowing that there's seven other opponents, I have to know what they do. I have to have knowledge base about them, and I always do my study. I can't just go into the ring just not knowing who I'm facing. I'm setting myself up for failure. If I want to win this, I got to put my work in the ring and at home and in the gym and everywhere. Because every second counts. Because this tournament, it's not easy. You have the best 8 from Texas in this tournament for a reason.
Right. So I'll say who these guys are, and I'll say the representatives. Austin is Ollie Summers. San Antonio is Jesse Funaki. El Paso is Marty Snow. The wild card, who is like the outsider in this tournament, is Tim Bosby. Houston is Timor, and West Texas is Jackson Taylor. By the time we're recording this, I don't know who the qualifier winner is going to be between X and Chosen. And who are you looking forward to?
From those 7, the 2 that really catch my eye are Ollie Summers and Funaki. Those 2 guys, I've seen them how they put in work, how they work in the ring and all that, and man, they're good. They deserve to be in that tournament. But you know what? You gotta watch out because I'm seeing their stuff. I'm seeing their stuff. I'm good at what I do, and they better be seeing me because I have a whole bunch of stuff down my sleeve.
Because I was thinking, because San Antonio and Laredo are pretty much like parallel to each other in terms
Correct.
of like
Yeah.
what the city is. Like, what makes Jesse kind of like that person that you're facing if it does come to that point in the tournament?
He's an astonishing wrestler.
Okay.
I feel like he can bring me to that next level of competitiveness. I know I can compete with him, but I feel like if I want to beat him, I gotta like reach that second level, you know? And I feel like with Funaki, he can push me there. But I know I can push him down to 1, 2, 3.
This is great. Um, it's kind of nice that with tournaments like this, and this is like the tail end and like the conclusion of this video series is seeing those 8. But honestly, like the entire state is one giant field in the wrestling scene, and we've seen people who are already in Texas. Brian Keith is all elite. Raquel and Roxanne, they're in WWE. Oh,
Mhm.
Maya, almost forgot about Maya. Maya is all elite, but this tournament really shows the best of the best in Texas. But the field is very ripe for the picking in this wrestling
Okay.
scene. And I do want to say thanks for highlighting you for this tournament, because I will say this too, where um being in Baracho and seeing a different side of professional wrestling through lucha libre, it's a nice spot to have, being there for a while. And Epi is in that scene, but for you to be highlighted this year, it's nice to have someone who has lucha libre, because it is the identity of what the Texas scene should be. But it's not just a tournament. There's a whole different state
Mhm.
to watch those shows, but it's nice to have one of you being represented in Laredo.
Yeah, and you know what? It feels great to be the chosen one. You know, I really appreciate this opportunity. You know, I mean, for sure, it wasn't handed to me. I worked for this, but it feels good to have this little recognition, and just know that like this won't be like the last time you hear from me. I know I'm here for big things, and for this year, it's gonna be my year for sure.
There you go. So I'll before we close this conversation, I'll ask you this, and I do this with the regular interviews, but you know what? Let's pull the curtain back just a tiny bit. And if you were to hang out with an adolescent version of you, and being this kid and being this multifaceted athlete in your adolescent years, seeing the work that you've done, what would that younger person feel like seeing the stuff that you're doing?
Man, my younger self, he will be going crazy. Um, he, wow. I'm honestly thinking like what would my younger self would be saying to myself. I feel like my younger self would have been blown away. Being a wrestler was never really on my card, but seeing my younger self be like, "What? You became a wrestler? Those late nights playing with your younger brother, wrestling like that came true." I feel like my younger self will be so proud of myself right now. All the things I've done, where I'm at right now, and what I'm doing. He would have been like, "You're living the dream. We're living the dream." You know, it's amazing. It's cool. It's nice to know that if you work really hard, like you're able to reach your dreams. You know, so
Let's flip the script. And what advice would you give to that younger self?
I would have told my younger self, find out what Dramamine is. Dramamine is car sickness medicine. Be ready for car rides. I hate long car rides. Anything above an hour makes me car sick. If I was younger and I knew about this, woof, these car rides would have been so easy.
Even in Austin?
Man, just like from Laredo to Austin is 3 hours, but just to get to pinballs is another hour just because of the pure traffic.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
35 for you.
Yep. 35. And shit, over here starts 35 starts right here. Huh?
So, all right. So we're at the tail end, and we're going to conclude our Texas 8 coverage here. So, to all the fans, to all the supporters, to the people who will watch you come Sunday, and we just had the announcement by the time we record this, Timor will be your first opponent in the first round. So, I have nothing left to give. You have the floor. Hype us up on what's going to happen on Sunday, because this is going to be one of those times of the year here in Texas in the wrestling community.
Mi gente de Austin, espero que estén ahí para apoyarme. Estoy aquí por ustedes. Gracias a ustedes. My people from Austin, please be there. Please be there to support me. Because of you, I'm there. Because of you, I was given this chance and this opportunity to show who I am and represent the RGV in the Laredo area. So Temu, whatever your name is, can't even say your name right because I don't even care about you, bro. That championship and that tournament are gonna be mine.
The tournament is happening this Sunday. I'll leave the ticket information on the description, on the show notes for this episode. And it's been a blast having this conversation with you. And I mentioned it at the beginning. We have like tiny conversations over in Baracho shows, but to show your worth, in the Laredo and the RGB area. It's nice to really highlight what it means to be a wrestler in that area. And hopefully, if the tournament goes your way, you might surpass Epi and win the whole damn thing.
Right? Just have to be there and see, right?
So for those who are watching, whether you're on YouTube, this week we will be back to our regular programming here this Monday. And as always, we'll be on to the next one.